Looking at the movers that drive the proteins inside the cell. Their strong legs can advance more than 100 steps per second, but they're not carrying proteins. It's being directed by the virus to move toward the nucleus. When it comes to obstacles, the crafty virus will take control of the porter on the other end, reorient and move on, but they can't be so smooth sailing, because at this point, the virus is still attached to the antibody protein. They signaled the proteasome to attack the virus. Most viruses will stop there, but there are still viruses that don't have antibodies. With the help of motor protein, they made it to the surface of the nucleus, and uses the pulling of motor proteins to break itself down. The most important DNA in the virus at this time successfully penetrated the nuclear control system. You know, there are about 23,000 genes in the nucleus of the human cell, and there are only 40 viruses, but that's enough for it to control the whole cell, because the cellular machinery cannot distinguish between its own DNA and viral DNA, the lethal genetic code of the virus. Instructions to start being transcribed into cells. The cell's factory ribosomes began to produce viral proteins in large quantities. Whole cells are reduced to virus factories, but there is still a glimmer of hope for the cell counteroffensive. It will use its last moments to send a message of attack to the outside world. If the patrol's white blood cells find a signal, it immediately engulfs the infected cells. At this point, the virus has destroyed everything in the cell, starts to spread to the surrounding cells. For the human body, the dark battle of the cell is just beginning. While the virus is attacking the cell, the immune system has been modified and upgraded. Tailored blockade weapons for the enemy. Giant white blood cells are busy swallowing the virus. The surrounding cells went into a self-destruct process in order not to be infected. The circulation of blood in the human body is accelerated. At this point, you will be aware of symptoms such as nasal congestion, and that is the sign of a fierce attack on the virus. Relying on the body's immune system to cooperate with multiple parties, finally beat the virus, and the antibodies will escalate themselves in this war. The next time the same virus re-enters, he would immediately refuse to be killed in that cradle. Although this war has lost a lot of cells, but it will soon be replaced by new, healthy cells. This kind of war may be playing out inside you every day. And the war between humans and viruses, it's co-evolution. Both sides are making changes to that end. Let us protect you for the innumerable, and the desperate cells refuel.